Welcome to the hip hinge video. You utilize the hip hinge way more often than you think. For instance, when you are changing direction, cutting, running, utilizing a hip hinge, getting ready for a big jump, hip hinge, playing tug of war with Kaya. Yep, I'm even in a hip hinge here. So this body weight good morning is a good exercise to learn the hip hinge. But before I get into that, let's go over why you should care. So before Alana jumps super high, we're going to take a look at three key components. First, her back position. This position is what we call a neutral spine. So without getting too nitty gritty, just think good posture and you'll have a nice flat back neutral spine. So the second component we're going to discuss is the hip position. So you could see Alana's hips are just pushing straight back, like that arrow is pushing her hips backwards. I know here I'm on a volleyball court, but if you're a basketball player, you could imagine trying to box out because then you naturally get into this hip hinge position. And the third component is my knee position. You can see that my knees are bent, legs are bent, not straight, and we'll just keep it at that for simplicity. Or if you're interested in why we have that bend in the knee, you could go try jumping without bending your knees and see how you do. Okay, back to the body weight good morning exercise so we could learn the hip hinge basics. Now watch this next rep. My hips go down, right? That's more of a squat. That's not a hip hinge. So this next rep, back to the hip hinge, my hips are going backwards. You could just think about folding your body in half at the hips. Another thing you could do is grab a PVC pipe or just anything that's straight, and you're going to place it as I am doing here, and I'm keeping 3 points of contact. So this next rep, that PVC pipe is going to actually come off one of the points of contact, which is on the low back. That's not what we want. And the other two contact points are the back of the top of my back and the back of my head. Another thing you could try is to step about a foot away from a wall or a mirror as I am and just think about sticking your butt into that mirror. Try and touch it. When you're doing this, your hands are on your ears, but don't let your elbows fall below your ears like I'm doing here.